I can tell you that we've been called by the other side. They'd like to make a deal very badly, very badly. We can't let a country blackmail or extort the world, because that's what they're doing. They're really blackmailing the world. We're not going to let that happen. We have a very good relationship with China. He would like to see this ended also. He certainly wants it ended. Everyone, I want to see it ended too. But
U.S. Navy warship 121. This is SEPA Navy station. You must alter course and go back to the Indian Ocean immediately. If you don't obey my order, you will be targeted. Out.
This is Coalition Warship 121, engaged in transit passage in accordance with international law. No challenge is attended to you.
U.S. Navy warship transiting in the vicinity of Fuji Report and Oman Sea. This is SEPA Navy. This is SEPA Navy. Last warning, last warning, last warning.
Was close to High Island 4.
Attention all vessels, attention all vessels, attention all vessels in Oman Sea. This is Iranian SEPA Navy. If you see any warship in your vicinity, keep a distance more than 10 miles from them because I'm ready to open fire on them without any warning.
Last warning, last warning, last warning.
He was close to High Island Port.
Attention all vessels, attention all vessels, attention all vessels in Oman Sea. This is Iranian Sepah Navy. If you see any warship in your vicinity, keep a distance more than 10 miles from them because I'm ready to open fire on them without any warning.
آرزوهای خودش رو به زبون میاره، رویاهای خودش و خواسته هایی که هیچ وقت محقق نشده و نخواهد شد به فضل الهی. این رفتارهایی هم که از یکی چند ساعت بعد از مذاکرات شروع کرده. من در دریای عمان، اقیانوس هند، در دوردست‌ها این میکنم اون میکنم. خب طبیعیه که یک رئیس جمهور شکست خورده دیگه اگر این جملات و این کلمات و این ادبیات رو به کار نبره، من فکر میکنم دیگه فضاحتش برای مردم آمریکا هم غیر قابل قبول میشه. آنچه که گذشت در طول این 24 ساعت گذشته از مذاکرات نشون داد که اساساً آمریکایی‌ها برای مذاکره نیامده بودن. آمریکایی‌ها به دنبال باز تحمیل اراده بودن بر ملت بزرگ ایران، منتها از مسیر مذاکره و با ادبیات دیپلماسی. با بی‌اعتمادی با شما گفتگو میکنیم و به دنبال منافع ملت ایران هستیم در موضوع هسته‌ای، غنیسازی، در موضوع تنگه هرمز، در موضوع تحریم‌ها، در موضوع غرامت‌ها، در موضوع خساراتی که به ما وارد کردی هم جدی هستیم. وقتی چنین اراده‌ای رو به طور طبیعی آمریکایی‌ها مشاهده می‌کنن، خب طبعاً نمیتونن اون خواست خودشون رو از مسیر میز مذاکره تحمیل کنن، برمیگردن. خب همینطور که معاون رئیس جمهور آمریکا آقای ونس بهش ما هیچ دستاوردی نداشتیم داریم برمیگردیم.
伊朗伊斯兰革命卫队12号还发布了2段视频，其中一段视频是伊斯兰革命卫队使用无人机监控霍尔木兹海峡的画面，另一段视频则记录了伊斯兰革命卫队海军向美国军舰喊话的片段。
U.S. Navy warship 121. This is Sepah Navy station. You must alter course and go back to the Indian Ocean immediately. If you don't obey my order, you will be targeted.
根据伊朗方面的介绍，11号，美军2艘驱逐舰试图通过霍尔木兹海峡，但遭到伊斯兰革命卫队海军的识别和拦截，最终被迫在海峡的入口处撤退。美国中央司令部则表示，2艘美国导弹驱逐舰当天穿越霍尔木兹海峡进入波斯湾。
U.S. Central Command saying starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, forces will start blocking all traffic in the Strait of Hormuz entering and exiting Iranian ports. Now, that announcement coming just hours after President Trump said the new U.S. Navy would block, quote, any and all ships trying to enter or leave that critical waterway.
It's called all in and all out. There'll be a time when we'll have them all come in and all come out, but it won't be a percentage. It won't be a friend of yours like a country that's your ally or a country that's your friend. It's all or nothing, and that won't be in too long a distance. No, we're just bringing the ships up. We got a lot of ships, so we're bringing them up. We think that numerous countries are going to be helping us with this also, but we're putting on a complete blockade. We're not going to let Iran make money on selling oil to people that they like and not people that they don't like or whatever it is. It's going to be all or none, and that's the way it is. And it'll be, you saw what we did with Venezuela. It'll be something very similar to that, but at a higher level. Well, we're going to be blockading. It'll take a little while, but it'll be effective pretty soon. And we had meetings yesterday. They, as you said, lasted 21 hours. That was a long meeting. We had some very, very good representatives, as you know, JD and Steve and Jared. So we were well represented, but we didn't get there on the important issue. They want to have nuclear weapons. They're not going to have nuclear weapons. I've been saying that for 30 years. I would never allow that to happen before I was in politics. And that country will not have nuclear weapons. Most countries shouldn't be allowed to have, but that country will not have nuclear weapons. Let me tell you, that statement got them to the bargaining table, and they haven't left. They haven't left the bargaining table. I predict they come back and they give us everything we want. And I told my people, I want everything. I don't want 90%. I don't want 95%. I told them I want everything. And I will tell you, while we're on the subject, we're very disappointed with NATO. We're very, very disappointed that they didn't come. Now they want to come and they want to help with the Strait, and it won't take long to clean it out. So we're going to clean out the Strait, and they'll be able to use the Strait in not too long a distance. But we had a very intensive negotiation, and toward the end it got very friendly, and we got just about every point we needed, except for the fact that they refused to give up their nuclear ambition. And that's the only point, frankly, to me. That was the most important point by far. No, we have to re-examine NATO because they weren't there for us. And let me tell you, and I've said this for 25 years, they weren't there for us, and they won't be there for us.
Yeah.
They weren't there for us. This is just a military operation. This is not a hard thing for us. We are so much more powerful.
So if they do not give up that effort, is that the plan? Will you further destruct Iran?
Yeah, I will. If they don't give that plan up, yeah. But in one half of a day, they wouldn't have one bridge standing. They wouldn't have one electric generating plant standing. And they're back in the Stone Ages. I'd rather not do that. But I do believe they're going to come to the table on this because nobody can be so stupid as to say that we want to have nuclear weapons and they have no cards. They have no cards whatsoever.
The president is doing what's necessary to accomplish the main objectives here, and that has remained to make sure that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon and to significantly degrade their ballistic missiles capabilities. The Iranians using the Strait of Hormuz against the rest of the world, the president, I believe, is doing the right thing, trying to control the straits, possibly in order to open that up for international water so you can have trade move freely, not just in that region, but for the rest of the world.
Following the failed talks, President Donald Trump posting on Truth Social Sunday, threatening in part the United States Navy will begin the process of blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Strait of Hormuz.
I don't understand how blockading the strait is going to somehow push the Iranians into opening it. I don't get the connection there.